In the mantra, na dahyeta, it is na dahyeta. Na dahyeta it should be. Na the dirgham and dahyeta dirgham both are chandas. Bhashakar will tell na dahyeta means na dahyeta. That's all he tell. But he should have told here, usually he tells whenever it is like that. The long form is due to the Vedic usage. Chandas. Both the dirghas. You see in Bhasha it will come now. He will show that both are Hasva in Bhasha. Sayata Satyavisandha Tapta Parsha Grahana Karmani Satya Vivaita Hastatalatva Nadahyeta Nadahyeta Ityada Devam. As in that case, in the illustration, you saw he Yatha Satyavisandha, who sticking to the truth, Tapta Parshagrahana Karamani, in the act of taking up the heated axe, Satya Vyavahita Hastatalatvat, Satya Vyavahita Hastatalatvat, as and because his palms of the hands were away from the fire, because in between the fire and the palms was the truth. Satya Vyavahita. Na dahyeta means na dahyeta, that he was not burnt at all, because his palms were covered by the truth. Yeah, actually Vyavahita is not covered, it should not be in spaced by. Na dahyeta. Iti as you have seen the illustration, like this, similarly evam. It is this Sat Brahma Satyavisandhi Tarayoha. Among the two, one who sticks to the truth, which is existence, and which is called Brahman. Sat Brahma Satyavisandhi Itarayo, and the other who is not sticking to the truth, is ignorant. Among those two, Sharirapada Kalecha Tulyayam Sat Sampattau, even though at the time of death, emerging into the existence is the same in both the cases, even though it is so, but still, Vidwan Sat Sampati na punarvyagra devadi deha grihanaya avartate. But the wise, who has experienced this absolute existence, after merging Sat Sampadya, na punaha, does not return back to take birth as a tiger, deity, etc., different forms, deha grihanaya, to attain such bodies, to assume such bodies, he does not return, na avartate. Avidvanstu vikaranratapisandha पुनर्व्याघ्रादि भावम देवतादि भावम वा यथा कर्म यथा श्रुतम प्रतिपद्यते. But the ignorant who is sticking to the impermanent things, vikara andrit avisanda, impermanent and andrit also, the false things, impermanent and things that are false. What does he do is he assumes Vyagradi Bhavam, assumes again the body of tiger, etc., or deity, etc., va yatha karma yatha shrutam, according to his actions and the meditations, etc., that he had done before. Pratipadyate, he will attain the bodies. Yad atmavisandhi anabhisandhi krite. So now, and that yatha shrutam yatha karma, for that you can take the Kathopanishad mantra 227. Yat atmapi sandhi anabhisandhi krite. Being so, a person steadfast in self and not being is the cause. Atmavisandhi anabhisandhi krite. Due to the cause of being steadfast to the self and not being steadfast to self, moksha bandhane, liberation and bondage takes place. Yacha moolam jagata, that which is the root of this whole world, Yadayatana, that which is the abode of all the creatures, yet pratishthascha, and that which is the basis of all the creatures, sarva prajaha, yadatmakancha sarvam, and that which is the quintessence of all, yaccha ajam, amritam, abhayam, shivam, advityam, and that which is birthless, immortal, fearless, and auspicious, and the non-dual, second to none, tat, that is the truth, Satyam. He added all that in the beginning, In the beginning, the upakrama, these words were there. Sat pratishta, sadayatana, sarva prajaha. Same thing taking over here, to conjugating from the beginning to the end. He says, that is you, that is again you. That is self. Sa atma. Tava, that is yourself. Therefore, tat tam asi. Thou art that. He Shvetaketo, oh my dear son Shvetaketo, iti uktartam asakrit vakyam. Rest of the statement here, the sentence has been repeated 9 times and the meaning has been stated before. Now the Purvapaksha objector says, who is the Shvetaketu? We said you, the Shvetaketu, you are that. Which is that Shvetaketu? Who is that Sat? Is a body Shvetaketu or something else? What is the meaning of that Shvetaketu then? Because in the last mantra also he says, every time he has said Shvetaketu. Therefore the question is arising now. Is a limited Shvetaketu that Sat, or there is something else the meaning of Shvetaketu? What should be the meaning of Shvetaketu now? That means to say, what is the meaning of Tvam? Tat Tvam Asi. In that Tvam, what do you mean by that Tvam? Ka punrasu Shvetaketu Tvam Shabdartaha. Who again is that Shvetaketu, denoted by the word thou, Tvam. Bhashikara says, the one who was before like this and then who has become like that is Shvetaketu. What was he before? Yoham Shvetaketu Ruddalakasya Putriti Veda Atmanam Adesham Shrutta Matta Vidyayaja Ashrutam Amatam Avigyata Vigyatam Pitram Papracha Katannu Bhagavasa Adesha Vodi Iti Saeshu Adikritha Shrota Manta Vidyata Tejo Abannamayam Karikana Sangatam Pravishta Paraiva Devada Namarupa Vyakaranaya Adarsha Iva Purusha Suryadriva Jalado Pratibimba Swarupena Sa Atmanam Karikaranebhya Pravibhaktam Sadrupam Sarvatmanam Prak Pratusharvanat Na Vijajyam Sa Shvetaketutvam Shabdartha. This is the Shvetaketutvam Shabdartha. This is the Vachartha. Vachartha is taking now because he does not know what is the Brahman. He has asked. In that stage, what he was, that is Shvetaketu. Yo aham Shvetaketu. It is he who was thinking about himself as I am Shvetaketu, the son of Uddalaka. Iti Veda. He who knows himself as like this, what? Aham Shvetaketu, yo Uddalakasya putra. I am Shvetaketu, the son of Uddalaka. Atmanam, who knows himself, is about himself as like this only, as limited body, organs aggregate, as Shvetaketu. He is knowing only at that moment, before he got these instructions of this Sadha Brahma Vidya, before that, he was thinking about his body and organs aggregate itself as Shvetaketu, who is the son of Uddalaka. Atmanam Veda. You have to take up to there, separate. Yon Shvetaketu Uddalaka Putriti Veda Atmanam Adesham Chashrutva. But after hearing from his father, that have you heard or have you asked from your teacher about that thing? Ashrutam Shrutam Bhavati, Amadam Madam Bhavati and all, that statement. Adesham Shrutva, Matva, Vijjayaja, Ashrutam, Amatam, Avigyatam, Vigyatum. After hearing the instruction, thinking over it and contemplating over it, Vijjaya, Ashrutam, Amatam, Avigyata, Vigyatam, unknown becomes known, unheard of becomes heard of, unthought of becomes thought of, and unknown becomes known. About that, Pitram Papracha, about that instruction, he asked his father, Katannu Bhagavasa Adesha Bhavati, How is that instruction imparted? So, this person is called as Shvetaketu. Tvapada, Vachartha. Sa Esho, he who has become now entitled to Adhikrita for what? Shrota, Manta, Vijnata. Entitled to be the hearer of this instruction. To be able to think of that instruction, to know that instruction, is none other than that supreme deity itself, Paraiva Devata. Take like that. Sayesh Adhikrita, Shrotamanta Vigyata, Tejavanamam Karyakana Sangha. We'll take this part later. Sayesh Adhikrita, Paraiva Devata. He who has become entitled for this knowledge, for this instruction, is that supreme deity itself. Is none other than that supreme deity itself, who in the form of a reflection, take there now further, Adarshiva Purusha, Suryadriva Jaladu, Pratibimba Rupena, Tejabannamayam Karyakana Sangatam Pravishta. This is the conjugation way. So he who in the form of a reflection has entered into the aggregate of body and organs made up of fire, water and food, is the same who is entitled to become Shrota, Manta and Vigyata, Ashogamityadi. And Pratibharupana Prashta, Sa Atmanam Karikarnebhya Pravibhaktam. And now what it does is, for the sake of man, why at Pravishta? That statement is left out. Nama Rupa Vyakaranaya. Now the conjugation is completed of that statement. Sayesh Adhikrita Shrotamanta Vigyata Paraiva Devata. You have to take it this way. Sayesh Adhikrita Shrotamanta Vigyata Paraiva Devata. Adarshiva Purusha Suryadriva Jaladau Pratimba Rupena Pravishta. Kutra Pravishta? Tejabannamayam Karyakana Sangatam Pravishta. What for? Nama Rupa Vyakaranaya. It is the same, that supreme deity who has entered like a reflection in a mirror of a person, or like a reflection of sun in water, etc., for the purpose of manifesting the names and forms. Where he has entered into the Karyakana Sanghatam, the body organs aggregate, which is a product of again Tejo Abannamayam, of the fire, water and food. So that Shvetaketu now, what has happened? Atmanam Karikarni Pravibhaktam Sadrupam Sarvatmanam Prapitu Shravanat Navijajam. That Shvetaketu, who is thinking about himself in this way, but actually it is Paraiva Devata, is itself the Shvetaketu before instructions, but he had not known it. That is called a Shvetaketu. So, that Shvetaketu, Atmanam, he before hearing, Shravanat Pitu Shravanat Prat. Sa Pitu Shravanat Prat. He, before hearing from his father, what he was thinking of, Karikaranebhya Prayuktam Sadrupam Sarvatmanam Navijagyo. He had not known. And the existence by nature, it is all pervasive and all. Sadrupam Sadatmanam. By nature it is existence, and by nature it is all pervasive. That he had not known. And he had not known even that Sat, that Brahman, the Atma, is different from Karikarne Pravibhaktam. Three things. Karikarne Pravibhaktam, he had not known. Sadrupam, he had not known. Sarvatmanam, he had not known. Three things he said. What was the father's instruction? Thou art that. Ata idani, and now, then, now, Pitra Pratibodhitaha. Pitra Pratibodhitaha. He has been enlightened by the father through the great instruction, Tattvamasi, thou art that. How? Iti drishtante hetubhischa. By many illustrations and reasoning. He has been enlightened Therefore, now he has understood that I am totally distinct from this body and organs aggregate. I am that existence and I am that all pervasive Sat. Tat Pituhu Asyaha Kila Uktam Sadevaham Asmiti Vijakyo Vijyatavan. He has understood now that statement of his father. Pituhu Tat Asya, from that statement of the father, that statement of the which statement Tatamasi, that statement of the father regarding to this, which this Atma, the Sat, Kila, which was stated with all surety, Sadeva Hamasmiti Vijagyo, which what it meant, now he has understood that I am that only, I am that Sat only, I am the absolute existence itself, iti vijnatavan. Dirvachanam adhyaya parisamaप्त्यर्थ. The repetition is to indicate the conclusion of the whole chapter. The Sad Brahma Vidya concludes by this statement. Now there are a lot of objections, small debate will be going on. Kim purartara shashte vakya pramana janitam param janitam phalam atmani? The question is, on the authority of the text, vachana pramanena, on the authority of text, in this chapter, atra shashte, what has been the additional result produced with regard to this self? Atmani, vakya pramanena atra shashte, Atmani, kim phalam janitam. What you have added here, something special. What new you are telling over here now? I want to know that. Because before also, we have discussed in different way this Brahman itself, up to the 5 chapters. For Saguna Brahma Upasanas and Nirvana Brahma Upasana also came there. Through Omkar also we are learning this Brahman only. Om as Udgita and all, as a part of Udgita, and Udgita itself as Om, in different ways. So, what special you are adding now? What special results you are going to obtain after a lot of discussion of this whole 6th chapter? What new is there? This is a question. Bhashikara says the answer, now you see. Kartritva bhoktritva or adhikritatva vijnana nivritti tasya phalam. This is the result. A special thing that we are attaining. What is that? The result is the cessation of the knowledge of having competence for agentship and enjoyership of the actions. This ceases to exist anymore. This is the special result of this whole chapter. Yam avochama, of which we have spoken of before too. Tam shabdavacham artham shrotam mantum cha adhikritam avigyata vijnana phalartham. Yam avochama tam shabdavacham artham shrotam mantum cha adhikritam avigyata vijnana phalartham, of which we have spoken of before also, the competence to hear and think. Adhikritam, that means competence to hear and think and contemplate on the meaning also. Avigyatam vijnana phalartham, to contemplate on the meaning implied by the word tam. Tam shabda vachyam artham avigyatam vijnana phalartham. That which has been told before, this tam pada, the meaning implied by the word tam, thou, that has to be experienced. For that is also another result of this whole 6th chapter, which was unknown before. And now he has become adhikritam for shravanam and mananam. Through that he is going to contemplate on the tvam padartha and then realize that I am that only, tattvamasi. Avigyata vijnana phalartham. That means to say, prak chaitasmad vijnanat, before the dawn of this knowledge, tattvamasi. Prakcha etasmad vijnanat, before the dawn of this knowledge, what was there? First to tell me that. Starts Bhashakara now. Before I was thinking about myself as aham eva karishyami agnihotradini karmani aham atra adhikritaho. I shall perform these rites such as Agnihotra, etc., etc. I am competent for this. I am being authorized to do these things. This is what was my thinking. Not only that, Eshancha karna phalam iha amutra cha bhokshe. I shall enjoy the results of these rituals and other actions here in this world and in the upper worlds too. Kriteshiva karmaso are. Even though, for example, I am doing without any wish or desire for the results, then kriteshiva karmaso krita kartavyasyamityevam. Or when these actions are done by me, then I will think that I have fulfilled the goal of my life. Krita kartavya. I shall fulfill my duties. Ityevam, in this way, kartritva bhoktritva adhikritosmi iti atmani yad vijnanam abhut. In this way, the knowledge that he had about himself, that I am competent to do kartritva, bhoktritva, adhikrito, I am competent for the agentship and enjoyership. This was what his thinking. Iti atmani yad vijnanam abhut. Such ideas that were existing in him regarding to his own self. Tat, that. What happens now? Tat nivartate. In the end of the statement is there no? Tat nivartate. Those ideas ceases. Of whom? Of the same person. Tasya pratibuddhasya. Tasya pratibuddhasya nivartate. Of that person who has enlightened these notions in the body, in his mind that are existing, they cease. But how do they cease? Because tat sat jagatam moolam ekame vaditiyam tatamasityanena vakyena pratibuddhasya. Because he is being enlightened by this, that which is the root of the whole world, of the universe, which is one and second to none, that is exactly, immediately identical to you, that you are in identity with it. Ityanena vakyena, by this statement, he has been enlightened. The enlightened person ceases to have any more such ideas regarding to the agentship and enjoyership. Why? Just because of knowledge, how can those ideas get seized? He says, virodhat. Since the two ideas are totally contradictory. Because duality is necessary for agentship and enjoyership. And once you attain the non-dual knowledge, that is feeling that I am non-dual, then there is no question of agentship and enjoyership at all. Therefore, he says virodha. They are opposite to each other. The ideas are contradictory to each other. Nahi ekasmin advitiya atmani ayam aham asmiti vijnate mama idam anena kartavyam idam karta safalam bhokshe iti va bheda vijnanam upapadite. Nahi upapadite. Because he means yes ma, because when the self, which is one, ekasmin, advitiya, without a second, atmani, in such a self, you have realized ayam aham asmi. This atma is none other than myself. Ayam aham asmi. Having realized so vijnate, having realized so, then how is it possible and how it can be logical that these ideas do still persist on? Which ideas? Mama idam, this is different from me. Oh, the word heaven is different from me, therefore I want to attain that heaven. How can this idea come? Mama idam. Number one. Number two, anena kartavyam. I have to do this karma by these things. Idam kritva se phalam mokshe. Having done this, I am going to enjoy such and such a fruit. Itiva, all these things, bheda vijnanupade, dependent on duality, all these things, how can they be logical? Na upapadyate. Tasmat Therefore, iti yuktam. You have to add it over there. In the end of the statement of the sentence is iti yuktam. Therefore, it is reasonable to say that what? Sat, Satya, Advitiya, Atmavijnane, Vikar under the Jivat Vijnanam Nivartada iti yuktam. If it is reasonable to say that when the true knowledge of what? Of the non-dual self as existence is realized, Sat, Satya, Advitiya, Atmavijnana. The true knowledge of the non-dual self as existence, when it is realized, then Vikar Andrita Jivatma Vijnanam, Vikara and Andrita, the false and the mutable knowledge of the self, surely of the self, of the individual self, is going to cease. There is no doubt in this. Nivartadeti yuktam. Now the next question arises. Now the Purva Paksha, I have to understand a little before going to statement. He is taking this as an upasana. Just like Aditya Brahma Upasita, Mano Brahma Upasita. Similarly, Tattvam Asi Upasita. It is an upasana. Tvam cannot be Tat. It is different. Upasana is always in duality. Not necessarily Angra also. Not Angra also here. Totally duality. Because Aditya Brahma cannot be Angra. When you see, because he's taking the example of Aditya Brahma Upasita. And he's taking the example of, he gives the example of the idol as Vishnu. Then how can you do Angra Upasana? I am this idol, you can't do, I am this idol Vishnu. There's totally not, there's only Pratik Upasana, he says. In idol, you do Vishnu Bhavana. So in Tat, you do Tvam Bhavana, or in this Tvam, you do Tat Bhavana. Not I am Tat, not like that. I am Tat is then Angra Upasana. He is not even accepting Angra Upasana here. Totally Pratik Upasana. That's why he says, you see now. Nano, Tattvamasi Ityatra, Tam Shabda Vachyarte, Sadbuddhir, Adishyade. Yatha Adityaman Adisho, Brahmadi Buddhihi. Yatha Chaloki Pratimadisho, Vishnwadi Buddhi, Tadvat, Nato Sadevatam iti. Don't know. There's a doubt that Tattvamasi Ityatra, in the sentence Tattvamasi, what has been done over here is Tam Shabda Vachyarthe. Tam Shabda Vachyarthe. In the object that has been implied by the word Tvam, what you have to see? The idea of existence is enjoined. Sadbuddhir Adishyate. That means the idea of existence is enjoined to be superimposed on the object which is implied by the word Tvam. Yatha, just like Aditya Mana Adisho Brahmadi Buddhi. Just like on the object called Aditya, or on the object called Mana, or on the object called as Akasha. Akasha Brahmitipasa is there, Mana Brahmitipasa is there, on space or mind or sun, on such things. What do we do is, what is enjoined, that these things should be seen as Brahman. That means to say, to superimpose the qualities of Brahman in them and seen in such a way. The same thing has to be done over here on what we are understanding by the word Tvam, on that object which is implied by the word Tvam, you have to superimpose the Brahman. Yathacha Loke, as also you see in this world, Pratimadishu Vishnwadi Buddhihi, an image or idol is enjoined to be looked upon as Vishnu. That the qualities and all other things should be seen in that idol of Vishnu. This is called superimposition of Vishnu in an idol. Therefore, this statement, Tattvamasi, never means what you say. What? Natu Sadevatvam iti. He said Natu Sadevatvam. That absolute existence, or you yourself itself. Surely, verily, this meaning cannot be taken of this statement at all. Yadi Sadeva Shvetaketu Syat, he says further, if at all the Shvetaketu had been existence himself, then Katamatman Vijaniyat. Then why he does not know that I am that existence? Yena tasmittus ityadi upadeshita. Because of which fact that his father is going again and again till 9 times he had to tell the Tamasi. Why has to instruct in such a way? Is all up to now objection, the Purvapaksha. Siddhanta, the doctrine says no, it's not like that. Why? Adityadi Vakya Vailakshanyat. Because there's a lot of difference between the sentences. Aditya Brahma Ityupasita. There's Aditya Brahma Iti. This word Iti is very, very dangerous word. If it's kept in the middle, it means something else. Aditya Iti Brahma is different. Aditya Brahma Iti is different. And no Iti Tattvam Asi is different. Iti makes a lot of difference here. Bhashikara says, you see. Aditya Brahma Ityadau Iti Shabda Vyavadhanat Na Sakshat Brahmattam Gamyate. In those sentences, Aditya Brahma Ityupasita, Mano Brahma Ityupasita, Akasha Brahma Ityupasita, in those sentences, because of the intervention of the word Iti, it is very clear that it is understood that sun is not directly identical with the absolute Brahman, with the absolute soul. Sakshat Brahmatvam na gamyate. Na sakshat Brahmatvam gamyate. Rupadimatvacha. Another reason Bhashakar is giving. Besides this, the other reason is they have form. And what is Brahman? It is formless. How can a form become formless, identical with a formless thing? The form and formless cannot be identical to each other in whole and soul. Therefore, also you have to accept that Aditya should not be Sakshat Brahman. Adityadinam Akasha Manasoscha iti Shabda Vyavadhana Deva Abrahmatvam. As and because Adityadinam, sun, etc., and also with space and mind too, iti Shabda Vyavadhana, due to the intervention of the word iti in between them. Abrahmatvam yaha, Abrahmatvam, it is implied or understood that they are not identical totally with Brahman, with the absolute soul. Because they too are separated by the word iti, as you said, spaced by the word iti in between there. Iha tu means but here. Here means in this sentence the Tamasi. What is there? What has been done over here while bringing the Tamasi? How it has been brought out? This sentence, how it came out? Pravesham darshitva sata eva iha pravesham darshitva. After showing the entry of existence itself in this body, organs aggregate, then the statement comes up Tattvamasi. Iti nirankusham sadatma bhavam upadeshe. Without any hindrance, the body, the instruction is given as Tattvamasi, so that you can realize very clearly, without a doubt. Nirankusham, he says that so. Nirankusham upadishati. Without a doubt, identity of one's self with existence is stated in its absolute sense. Nirankusham in the sense, in its absolute sense will be told. Here you cannot take the Gauna meaning, as you see in other superposition and all. Then the Purvapakshi says, no. Then it's not upasana, does not matter. Take it as a praiseworthy sentence only. It's only to praise from that you are that Ishvara, that Brahman. Just like Parakramadi guna singhosi tvam iti vat tattvamasi iti shat. Is it not like this instruction? This instruction is also like this statement only. This statement said you are a lion, possessed with the quality of prowess, etc. Siddhanta says, no. This cannot be a praising statement. Why? Mridadi drishtant. Mridadi vat sadekame advityam satyamiti upadeshat. Because the reason is, this instruction has been given with certain examples. of Mritika, etc. Mritika ityeva satyam. Vikarnamadeyam Mritika ityeva satyam. By those statements, with the illustration of Mritika, etc., it is said that you are like earth. Realizing the real is existence. Sat ekam eva dvitiyam satyam. Reality is existence alone. What is the reality? Reality is existence alone. One and non-dual. Ekam eva advitiyam satyam. That is the reality. Iti upadeshas. This is the instruction. Therefore, this cannot be a praising statement. Further explains, because any sentence which is meant for praise, it cannot give an absolute meaning at all. Because it is barred by that perception. The child is not a lion. Because of the quality of prowess, it does not become lion truly. Therefore, any sentence with a metaphor has no absolute sense at all. Bhashkara says, Nachu upachara vijnanat tasya tavadev chiramiti sasamputra upadeshyeta mrishatvat upachara vijnanasya tam indro yamiti vat. Because the reason is, Bhashkara says here now, based any knowledge based on metaphor is not absolute at all. As you see in the example, Tam Indro, Tam Yamaha, you are Indra, you are Yamraj, you are Singha, you are the lion, etc. etc. Therefore, based on such a statement, Upachara Vijnana, based on a statement which is giving a knowledge depending on a metaphor, Tasya, Tavadivicharamiti Satsampattir Nopadeshita. It cannot be instructed. Based on a knowledge of a metaphor, you cannot give an instruction like this, that Tasya Tavadichiram, it's only for him, so long only he will have to, he is delaying until his body dies. After that he becomes Satsampatti, he will emerge into existence. These instructions cannot be imparted based on a metaphor only. Therefore, this cannot be a statement of metaphor, Tattvamasi, just like you are a lion, you are an Indra, you are a, what you call as Yama, etc. Mrishatat upachara vijnanasya. Because any knowledge dependent upon a metaphor is always false. Like itivat, like what? Tam Indro Yama itivat. There is a napi stuti anupasat pachhataketo. It cannot be for stuti also, just praising of Shvetaketu. Because Shvetaketu is not Upasya. He is not a god, he is not a deity. He need not be praised. Praiseworthy is who? Who is praiseworthy in this world? One who has got supreme qualities of oneself. Usually what we see in this world is, who is praiseworthy? Who is Pujya for us? The question arises once, why Ganga is Pujya? What is the answer for this? Why is Ganga Pujya? Has Ganga a lot of jnanam then? Ganga is a Brahmagyani? No.
Ganga has come from Vishnu Pada.
Those stories. There's the stories only. There's not a reasons proper answer. You see, things are certain qualities, we have to go into the qualities. Number one quality of Ganga is what? It never gets polluted. Scientific quality. It is seen, you take a drum of water, general water, put one drop of Ganga, then 24 hours the whole thing becomes Ganga. Scientists have proved this themselves. The water never gets polluted. And it serves 3,000 kilometers long. Millions of people are benefited with water. Feeds, many, you have made canals and going to the fields, agriculture benefit is there. And on the spiritual base also you are seeing the benefit. Because of Ganga, millions come, they say it's Punya Tirtha, and they take a dip and they feel that I am purified. So the qualities of Ganga has made it to be praiseworthy. Similarly, Or the other thing is, for example, our father and mother are also pujya to us. Why? Not only just because they give birth. No, not only that. They have educated us. They have brought up us with love and affection. They are elder to us. The elderness is important. Huh? That naturally, by age they are elder to you. Therefore, they are respectable to you by you. So in this way, here also, if a father wants to praise the son, is the son greater than the father? Is he more respectable by the father? Then why he has to praise the son? The word cannot be, tattvamasi cannot be stutyarthamata.